Installo, no, no. Magabang na lang yan. Pasok.
Hi, my name is Jin Bang-yang. Welcome to TELC video series. I hope you enjoyed my tapes, Best Fight Series and Olympic Taekwondo. Many people asked me about a program that gives them a step-by-step type of instructions for sparring and competition. As a matter of fact, I have thought for a long time that we need a good educational resource for sparring and competition in Taekwondo. For over 20 years, most Taekwondo practitioners around the world have been exposed to Taekwondo competition, so-called Olympic Taekwondo. However, very limited number of people had the chance to be systematically informed about the techniques, knowledge, and instructional method of this area. Many Taekwondo practitioners, including professional instructors, believe competition techniques are not for general students, but only for serious competitors. I have a little problem with this concept. People like to name this area of techniques as competition techniques or Olympic-style Taekwondo. This system of techniques is not just for competition. This is for sparring in general. This is simply about how to spar or how to fight in Taekwondo. You may have a lot to say about this issue. I know there has been serious controversy on the issue. But we will have some other chance to discuss this in depth. Let's take a look at your sparring class. Do you feel confident and comfortable teaching sparring? Do you have an established curriculum for your sparring class, particularly compared to basics, Pumse class, or Hoshinsul or self-defense class? Is sparring class a popular curriculum subject in your school? If your answers are mostly negative, let me ask you why. Most students are afraid of sparring, aren't they? Why are they? There should be several reasons for this. But let's think about the traditional concepts and method of teaching sparring first. I often describe the traditional method of teaching sparring with a metaphor. Throw your kids into deep water and ask him to swim or die. In fact, our grandmasters throw us into sparring situations, telling us, you learn by yourself how to survive. They did not teach us much about how to deal with these situations. They taught us kicks, punches, and blocks, but never taught us how to use them specifically against a real opponent. As the result, what happened? First, students became afraid of sparring. They never appreciate sparring. Second, they developed a lot of bad habits, passive attitude, and techniques. A typical example is depending on their front legs. Unfortunately, no one told them it was a bad habit or how to fix it. So they never made much progress in sparring. As you know, people stay in a martial art as long as they have some kind of progress, at least some feelings or possibilities of progress. Next, let's think about curricular aspect. Students like Pumse class because they can learn something new every time. How about your sparring class? Do your students learn something new every class? More significantly, is your program designed in a progressive way so they can feel themselves makes progress when they follow the curriculum like Pumse curriculum? I believe sparring is one important subject in Taekwondo, but so far the most neglected area of curriculum. In this series of tapes, I will provide the systematic understandings of Taekwondo sparring, and particularly curriculum knowledge and teaching method. If you watch this series of tapes over and over again until you grasp a firm, systematic understanding of modern scientific sparring method, then your sparring class will become more exciting, fun, and popular for your students and even to yourself. If you are a competitor, you will gain further understanding of how to train and how to fight in competitions. I believe this tape will help you make a big jump in your technical level.
Yeah.
I like to begin with explaining the structure of Taekwondo sparring system. The system consists of 5 main components: stance and position, kicking, punching, blocking, and footwork. Put together, these basic components will comprise attacking techniques, counter-attacking techniques, and combination techniques. To know the technical nature of Taekwondo sparring system, you have to understand the logic of counter-attacking. The traditional logic of sparring is that if you throw a long or fast kicks, then you will hit your opponent. Modern logic of sparring is not that haphazard. Modern theory is very rational and scientific. Let me explain the science of modern techniques. From the fighting positions, when he throws his kicks, you can analyze his kicking motions in 2 aspects, time and space. Let's think about time aspect first. You can break down his kicking motion into 2 phases. From the starting point to striking moment, I call it striking phase. From this striking point to landing, I call it recovery phase. At once he throws his kicks, it is very difficult for him to change his movement during the kicks, especially in the recovery phase. He is absolutely vulnerable in the sense that he cannot do anything against my movement. So this is good time to make your counterattack. You can understand the theory in these simple ways. In his striking phase, you have to make initial reactions like evading from the kicks. Then his recovery phase, you make counterattack. Now, you understand time-related characteristic of kicking motions. Next, let's take a look at the space. There's 2 space from his kicking positions. One is his right side here. The other one is his left side here. When he throws his kicks, this right side will be occupied by his kicking motions, but the other left side is empty. If you kick into the space occupied by his kicking, the result will be collision, nothing productive but injury. But if you make your counter kick into another space which is empty, it will be safe and effective. The empty side can be either of right side or left side, or either of bottom or top, depending on the techniques. But this empty side is the space you have to deliver your counter kicks. If he's coming this side, you have to go this side. If he comes this side, you have to go this side. To help you understand this theory more, I will show you a couple more examples of counterattacks. This time, he will use his front left leg for attacking. Okay, this case, this space is occupied by his kicking, and this is unoccupied. And time is same as just we discussed a moment ago. So when he's attacked, if you move like this, go this way, and you will make the collisions. Therefore, you have to move back here. So you can use this space, kicking here. And let's see once again. 1, evading, 2. This time I will show you a little different case. He want to use his rear leg for attacks. And if you wanted to use your rear leg for counterattack, you can't go this way. Now you know why. But let's take a look at the space once again. And this space is occupied, but how about this space? It's empty. So you can go this space with your rear leg. What techniques? Back here. Now, let's review all 3 counterattacking techniques, reflecting time and space characteristic of kicking techniques. Now you have key concepts of sparring system. So we can start to discuss sparring system step by step. Let's begin with stance and positions. Stance is a significant part of sparring techniques. Modern sparring system promotes balanced neutral stance, meaning your weight should be distributed evenly to the both legs. In Taekwondo sparring system, basically there are 2 different kinds of stance. The one is right stance. It is called as a right stance because his rear leg, which is main weapon, is right leg. The opposite is called as a left stance with the same reason. The key point for good stance is balance. Not only balance of weight distribution between 2 legs, but also balance between tension and relaxation. Another point is that your stance should be neutral between right side and left side. With this relaxed and balanced neutral stance, you can execute kicking motion with your body, not only with leg. Your stance relative to your opponent's stance, it is called position. There are 2 different types of position. First is closed position. You and your opponent stay in the same stance, right or left stance. When both of you stay in right stance, you can call it as right closed position. In the opposite case, it is left closed position. When you and your opponent square off with a different stance, one in right, the other in left, it is called open position. Based on your stance, you can call it as right open position or left open position. These 2 concepts of closed and open is very important to understand every techniques and strategy in Taekwondo sparring. Later on these tapes, you will realize how crucial they are. Well, you may already a little bit bored with my long theoretical discussions. But all those concepts are really, really important and basics to understand whole Taekwondo sparring system. So I hope you have full understanding of them. Now you are ready to jump into real fighting techniques. Let's go into how to beat your opponent. Suppose your students or yourself are beginner in Taekwondo and stand against an opponent for sparring. How we can start? I mean, what kind of idea you can have to start attacking at first hand? It's tough questions. What makes you nervous is you don't know how he gonna react against your initial attacking movement. There are 1,000 possibilities which make you nervous and uncomfortable. Let's approach this in a simple ways. He will react to my initial attacking movement in 3 different patterns. He will move back, or he will stay in the positions, or he will move in. Forget about techniques or any other movement. Just concentrate at the distance. So, you need 3 different attacking patterns against these 3 different types of reactions. The first one is attacking techniques for moving back opponent. The second is attacking techniques for staying in the position. The last one is attacking techniques for move in. We will deal with the first 2 types first because it's simple and easy. Let's talk about the first case, how to deal with the opponent who moving back. When you attacked, most of people have tendency to move back, but most of beginners have problems to catch up their opponent who keep moving back. They chase their opponent kick after kick, but they never catch up their opponent in striking range. I will show you 2 simple techniques to solve this situation. The number 1 technique for this situation is slide-in kick. First, you make slide-in movement and kicking to catch up the distance resulted from your opponent's retreating movement. The key point of this technique is to make a smooth connection between the slide-in movement and kicking motion. You should not make any stop motion between the 2 moves. Let's take a look at the footwork part first. After you learn the footwork, you may practice footwork and kicking in combination. But you better practice the movement in light and relaxed manner until you get a sense of how to make a smooth connection between the 2 moves. And then you can practice the movement with the target. At first, you better practice with a stationary target. Next, practice with a moving target. Watch carefully how the target is moving. After you reach a certain level of fluence in the movement with the target, you can start partner drill. First, exchange of light and relaxed kicking with the partner, but without body protector. Then, partner drill with body protectors. You have to watch carefully their stance and position for each drill format. The fold-up chest protector is a good instrument for the feeling of real striking. This slide-in kick technique can be executed basically in 3 different strategic situations. First, from open position. Second, from closed position, assuming your opponent will slide back, so you hit his kidney side. Next, from closed position, but you know that your opponent has a retreating habit with pulling his front leg back, so you can hit his stomach side. second technique to attack for habitually retreating opponent is switch in kick. If you happen to be in closed position with your opponent, so if you use slide in kick, then you have to attack his kidney side. If you don't like that, then you can use switch motion as advancing footwork. The switching footwork is primarily used for checking opponent's first reaction and also for seeking his attention. In this technique, the purpose is still important. So you have to see opponent's reaction, then kick. That's different from slide in kick. Let's take a look at various formats of practice. Kicking in the air drill. Big body shield kicking drill. Stationary focus mitt kicking drill. Double stationary focus mitt kicking drill. Advancing target kicking drill. Partner drill without body protector. Fold up chest protector target drill. Partner drill with body protector in station. Partner drill with the body protector in advancing format. This switch in kick can be used to catch up your opponent's retreating distance, but it is also a useful technique to attack some opponents who have a habit to raise their front leg for blocking purpose, or to blindly throw their front leg kicking, typically side kick. Next technique is one step in kick. You make a big step forward and kick. This technique is to catch up the opponent's retreating movement with more aggressive footwork than the two techniques we discussed a moment ago. Often case, your opponent will move back with a surprise by your brave and aggressive forward footwork, so you can have a good chance to hit the target. The key point of the footwork movement is that you should step forward with a perfect balance, which means you have to step forward with your center of gravity together.
Step in.
Take a look at various format of practice for the techniques. Kicking in the air drill, big body shield kicking drill, stationary focus mid kicking drill, partner drill without body protector. When you make this footwork from open position, your opponent may perceive your footwork motion as a kick. So he pulls his front leg back for counterattack. You can attack his open space before his counterattack is coming out. Hold up chest protector target drill. Partner drill with body protect in station. Partner drill with the body protect in advancing format. Next technique is running step kick. This running step kick is the longest range of attacking technique. Pay your attention to recognize the difference between this running step kick and one step in kick we saw just a moment ago.
시작.
The footwork movement is somewhat delicate, so it is really difficult to learn. The initiation of the movement is pulling your front leg a little bit back and big forward dash with your rear leg. You can image this footwork like dashing movement of a sprinter off starting line. A crucial point for this footwork is you have to move forward with your body weight together.
Backward.
Kicking in the air drill. Big body shield kicking drill. Stationary focus mid kicking drill. Double stationary focus mid kicking drill. Advancing target kicking drill. Partner drill without body protector. Fold up chest protector target drill. Partner drill with body protect in advancing format. With this technique, I believe that you can catch up your opponent's retreating movement no matter how deep he moves back. Now you have 4 different techniques to catch up moving back style opponent. Number 1, slide in. Number 2, switch in. Number 3, step in. Number 4, running step. Let's go to the next topic, how to attack your opponent who would not move back. It may sound funny when I says your opponent would not like to move back against your attack. As a matter of fact, there are lots of situations and moments your opponents would not like to move back or cannot move back, or sometimes miss the timing to move back in sparring. In dynamic situations of sparring, you may have lots of chances that your opponent going to stay in his position. There are several effective attacking techniques for opponent not moving back. I will discuss these techniques later on this series of tape. The first technique for this situation is fast kick. You throw your front leg with a slide-in movement. When you recognize that your opponent would not like to move back against your attacking motion, then you can throw this kick. This kick is fast and difficult to be telegraphed. You cannot practice footwork separately. You have to practice footwork and kicking as one. But key point of the footwork part of the movement is that you have to throw whole your body with a kick. Your center of gravity should be slide in lateral to the ground. Don't jump up, never. Stationary kicking drill in the air. Advancing kicking drill in the air. Stationary focus mid kicking drill. Double stationary focus mid kicking drill. Advancing target kicking drill. Partner drill without body protector. Partner drill with body protect in station. Partner drill with body protect in advancing format. There are several techniques for opponents who would not moving back. Simple rear leg kicking is always a very effective and powerful technique for this. Switch and kick is another a good weapon for the case. If your opponent stay in the spot but try to react with his front leg, then use these switching motions to check his first reaction and then kick. From crossed position, simple checking motion and kick to kidney side. Other option is switch and spinning whip kick. Another powerful and useful technique for the opponent who would not like to move back is drop kick, rear leg drop kick, or fast drop kick. Both are good weapons. You may use back kick for the style of opponent. From your sparring experience, which situation you feel most comfortable to make attack? If you have extensive experience in sparring, your answer should be when your opponent moves back against your initial motions. But most of opponents would not like to move back. They know this. So, how? So far, we have dealt with opponent's tendency or reaction habit. We just take advantage of them. From now, let's try to be a little more active or aggressive. Let's try to make opponent's reaction in the way we want to have, like the moving back. Let's make him move back. The basic techniques for this is cut step. There is two different types of cut step. The first is front cut step. Second is rear leg cut step. Let's discuss front leg cut step and kick first. Your main goal with this cut step is to force your opponent into passive and retreating momentum, and yourself into aggressive and advancing momentum. So, your cut step footwork should be performed in aggressive manner. Many students understand this cut step as a feinting motion. Sometimes it is. But even for feinting purpose, it should be aggressive and pressing movement. Kicking drill in the air. Big body shield kicking drill. Stationary focus mid kicking drill. Advancing target kicking drill. Partner drill without body protector. Partner drill without body protector. Against your front leg cut step, your opponent may move back with pulling his front leg back, or just slide back. Doesn't matter. If the opponent slide back, hit his kidney side. If he pull his front foot back, you will hit his open side, stomach side. Partner drill with the body protector in station. Partner drill with the body protector in advancing format. Rear leg cut step and kick. With rear leg cut step, you can aggressively press your opponent to move back. When the opponent retreats from your cut step, you are already almost halfway to throw your follow-up kicking. Just the same as the front leg cut step, you have to deliver your rear leg in aggressive and pressing manner. Another key point for this movement is you should move with your body, should not throw only leg. Your opponent will kick back to your weak cut step motion. Kicking drill in the air. Stationary focus mid kicking drill. Advancing target kicking drill. Partner drill without body protector. Partner drill with the body protector in station. Partner drill with the body protect in advancing format. So far, we have discussed a number of attacking techniques. At this point, let's review what we have discussed in this tape. At the very beginning of this tape, I have introduced to you the structural nature of Taekwondo fighting techniques. Using 3 basic counterattacking techniques, I have analyzed your opponent's kicking movement, particularly concentrating at the time and space. What was the significance? The understanding of time and space characteristic of your opponent's kicking motion is crucial knowledge to understand every techniques in Taekwondo. Not only for counterattack, but also attacking techniques and combination techniques, and particularly for strategy. Next, we have discussed stance and positions. You may think that stance is a simple topic, but actually it is not. It is a very delicate part of the techniques. When I watch a student's sparring, as soon as I see the stance, I can recognize his technical level. With poor stance, you are never able to demonstrate good techniques. You can execute speedy, fluid, and powerful kicks only from good stance. Simply speaking, a good stance is balanced stance. Balanced between rear and front leg, balanced between relaxation and tensions. Traditional martial art taught us various looking good stance, but we never learned how techniques can be delivered from those stance. I like to remind you here, stance is to produce effective movement. So you have to practice stance with footwork and kicking. Actually, I consider that stance is a part of footwork, which means stance is not a static posture, but an active movement. To develop a relaxed, balanced stance and maintain an elastic readiness for kicking, you have to spend extended time on the bouncing drills. With these bouncing drills, you can practice basic footwork and some kicking motions together. I will show you how to implement these drills into a group instruction. Next, we dealt with a number of basic attacking techniques. I conceptualized your opponent's possible reactions against your attacking movement into 3 patterns. First, some opponents will show a tendency to move back when you initiate any attacking move. Second pattern of reaction is your opponent will stay in the same positions. And last type of reaction is your opponent will move in when you attack him. The key concept for this theory is you have to perceive opponent's reaction in a simple pattern. First of all, concentrate the distance, which will be determined by opponent's reaction movement. I showed various techniques. Each of the technique has different distance. You have to choose a proper technique for the expected distance. Here, let me add one more aspect of opponent's reaction tendency. Most of beginning fighter has a couple of habitual or typical reaction movement with in or out patterns. They have usually one dependent legs, front or rear legs. This is another thing you have to consider for your attacking plan. Key point is that you have to understand basic concepts of sparring and develop good basic kicking movement. Quality of your basic kicking technique is the winning point. As a matter of fact, all those techniques I've showed you in this tape is important in the sense that they are the most fundamental basic attacking techniques in Taekwondo. So please do not pay most of your attention to applications of those techniques. Rather pay your attention at the movement itself. Try to learn movement first and then application later. Full understanding of the application or how to use them in real fighting will come after my instruction of basic counterattacking theory and techniques in the volume 2. At this point, I will show you all the techniques we have discussed in this tape once again with slow motions. I hope you can catch the details of those movements. This is the end of this first tape. I hope you enjoy the content. Please watch the tape over and over again so you can have a full understanding of basic concepts of Taekwondo sparring system. And also, I hope you make improvement in your basic movement from the image of those elite competitors' movement. In the second tape, I will discuss counterattacking techniques and how to develop quality combination techniques. I believe you will enjoy the next tape too.